Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so yeah, we have pulled the physical LR metal cooler. Shout out to everybody that came out on the stream earlier today. Got pretty decent luck when it came to summoning for him. Goku and Vegeta, it took me basically all of the stones that I had to pull one copy. Look at that animation thing as well. I love the way that you have like the wires thing from his hand as it's doing the effect. I think that's really cool. So yeah, LR Metal Cooler. First of all, I love his art, his unit name as well, Infinite Terror Metal Cooler, which is pretty cool when you think about, you know, the infinite army of metal coolers. Very appropriate. He is a Wicked Bloodline leader for 200%. Now, we talked about this when the details first came out. I don't think that was the best choice for his 200% lead, because most of the Wicked Bloodline units fit on the cooler leader skill anyway. But, you know, this team's going to be pretty damn good, so I don't really care too much. Plus, it means it opens up a lot of options. If you're going to run a bunch of Wicked Bloodline units that are all on Cooler's leader skill, it means you could run Cooler as one of the leads and Metal Cooler as the other lead, and so you have a bit more variation in your team build. So I think that is pretty cool. So his super attacks, the 12 key raises defense for 1 turn, does colossal damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers attack. So that'll obviously be useful for like Super Battle Road and stuff. And then he massively raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn on the 18 key, mega colossal damage, and massively lowers defense. So now his passive is very, very long. Shout out to the new Dokkan wiki, Dokkan.wiki, check it out, made by Thieving6, I believe. All of the things are laid out in a way that is much more easy to read. So it breaks it down into bullet points, right? So recovers 10% HP at the start of the turn, and if your HP is 50% or less, you get an additional 10% HP recovery. He gets Ki +2, attack and defense 130%. He gets an additional defense boost of up to 100%. The more HP remaining, the greater the boost. He gets an additional Ki 1 up to 4, and attack and defense 15% up to 60 with each attack received. So obviously 4 hits, and then he's fully built up. He recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn if he's been hit. And then he also recovers an additional 5% HP if there is another ally whose name includes Metal Cooler in the same turn. So the only thing you're missing out on if you're not running an extra Metal Cooler, because I was looking at the options when I was building the team, is that extra 5% heal. Now, obviously that could be very useful in some of the more difficult events, depending on your box and your luck. That extra 5% could actually be the difference between you succeeding or failing. But that's all you'll miss out on if you don't have another Metal Cooler on the turn. So it's not like you have to have that for him to be good. Then he has a great chance of nullifying unarmed super attacks, so 70%. The animation for that is 6, so hopefully we can see that. And then he revives with full HP once KO'd, once only. And there is no restriction on that. So as you can see from the icon down here, that revival is available straight away now on turn 1, which is pretty good. And then, yeah, he links up very well with LR Full Power Frieza. Obviously, we would have big bad bosses. So that's the one thing you have to remember that we talked about quite a bit during the original showcases for STR Cooler when he came out, is that with any unit that has big bad bosses, obviously they are going to be way better once they have it, right? So that it's active. But then saying that, 5.2 million attack on turn 1. He's getting support from the Int Metal Cooler in slot 3. But that's without big bad bosses active at 55%. Now, his role on the team and kind of what everyone really wanted him to be, everyone wanted him to be like an invincible slot 1 god, which he's not exactly that, but he is a slot 1 unit, I feel like. Like, especially at the beginning, right? Like, because his revive is literally free, like, he's got you covered for these early turns, right? He also links up super well with the STR Cooler, which is what we wanted. Again, 5 links as long as Big Bad Bosses is actually at level 10 or you're on low enough HP. So this rotation is going to be an absolute killer. And then we've got the support from Cooliza as well. So we're on full HP, so we're getting the full defensive buffs. Yeah, 5.5 million. So as long as he has support with these link partners, STR Cooler or Full Power Frieza, he's putting out over 5 million attack on turn 1 at 55% without big bad bosses. I think that's really, really good. And then the other thing you have to note here is that, so we took 70k from a super, but that means at the end of the turn, he's going to heal us 10%, because we don't have another Metal Cooler on this rotation. And then on the next turn, the other Metal Cooler is going to heal us 10% at the start of the turn. So there you go. We are on full HP again already. So pretty good. So let's get the 18 key super with you, and then we'll do this. Now, obviously, we've got type disadvantage here, so we could take a lot of damage in slot 1 from a super. This Super Vegeta does do a key-based super, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, this will... How much damage is this going to do? Got no support on the rotation. Yeah, see, 340k. That is quite a lot, but, again, we're going to heal 15% at the end of the turn because we have another Metal Cooler on rotation. And then at the start of the next turn, we're not even going to be below 50% HP. We're going to get 10% healing from the other Metal Cooler. If we were below 50%, the other Metal Cooler will be giving us that additional 10% heal as well. So this is why this Metal Cooler works as like a slot 1 unit, because he can sometimes take a lot of damage, especially there, you know, type disadvantage super attack. But then at the end of the turn, he's basically going to heal everything back up. And then, of course, that Metal Cooler, if we hadn't killed the AGL Metal Cooler, he could have potentially then got hit as well. He would have got a heal at the end of the turn. So here we are at, what, 460. So we healed up to about 70% HP. We have 225k defense at the start of the turn. Now, the only bad thing about this setup is the Int Metal Cooler that I decided to bring along is obviously not the best unit, especially defensively. So he could get us killed here. He's got 132k defense. Yeah, he doesn't raise defense on super at all. I should have brought like a Ghost Usher or just like a one-turn defensive item. So we're gonna get supered straight away. This isn't a Ki Blast super, is it? No. Look at that. Perfect. So in comes God Vegeta. Boom. Nullification. Get that super cool arm regeneration. I'm sorry, was that 8 million? 8 million at 55% with a support unit on the rotation. That's pretty good. Now, in terms of damage, he doesn't have built-in additionals. He doesn't have built-in crits. He doesn't have anything like that, right? So he's not going to be necessarily pumping out damage after damage after damage like Cooler can do, because obviously Cooler has multiple built-in additionals. Obviously, if you get dupes, you build them for crits. But like with this Cooler, even with dupe, 70k from normals. Actually, this is kind of good, right? Because we're not going to die, and that dodge was helpful. But that's going to drop us below 50%. And then there you go. There's the heals at the start of the turn. And we are looking very good. And then, of course, we have the active skill that we didn't actually talk about so far when going through his kit. So his active skill can be activated from the start of the 5th turn if you've been hit 7 times or more, or if you've revived already. And then you can do his active skill. Greatly raises attack temporarily, does ultimate damage to the enemy, and recovers 30% HP, which on this turn is a full heal. So I'm going to put him in here, actually, because then we're going to get Thirst for Conquest. So that means his active skill is actually going to do more damage as well. Alright, so here comes the Metal Cooler army. Yeah, give me that Super Saiyan God energy life force. I'll take as much as I please. 5.5 million damage. And then we are healed back to full health. So, pretty good, and we could use his active skill if we want. We can't get the 18 key super, but that's fine. So we will be able to finish him off here. We'll just do this. I think we might be able to get... Yeah, we should be able to get the Dokkan attack with one of the Metal Coolers by the end. I mean, now that he's built up with support from Cooliza, he's still hitting about 4 million on his 12 key, which is not bad considering, you know, obviously you want to go for the 18 key more often than not with LRs. Some of them have useful utility abilities at like their 12 key super, but I feel like I should save the active skill for him when you actually need it as a heal. I don't know if that's going to be the best like way going forwards. I'm not too sure. I'm going to save all the active skills on this turn, so then we can just go ham on Blue Evolution Vegeta once we get to him. So we'll see how this turn plays out. Pretty sure he has an unarmed based super attack as well. So if he super attacks Metal Cooler, remember it's a great chance as well. So he's at 5.7 million. So this is fully built up. Level 1 links, no support. Over 5 million is pretty good. That's the thing, right? As we've seen from even turn 1, his attack stats don't go up a tremendous amount. Once you've been hit 4 times and you've got his full build up. Now I'm fairly sure his attack is unarmed. It might be other, because we didn't negate it. I think we can negate that super. I'll have to double check, because I just know that the God one and that one isn't a key-based one, because you can't negate it with the androids. But this one could be like other, which is really annoying, because no units have a nullification for other super attacks. There's like key blasts, unarmed, and that's it, right? You have one or the other. So units that have the super attack that fits into the other category, you can't negate those. I'm actually not sure. Someone in the comments can let me know. I think we might have just got unlucky and not gotten the negation on that turn. I'm not sure. But doesn't really matter. We get all the heals. Again, the Int Metal Cooler is a liability here, but as long as he doesn't get super attacked, we should be okay. So we'll do this. I mean, obviously, this event is not particularly hard in general, so it looks like we probably aren't going to see the revival. Unless, of course, if Int Metal Cooler... Well, we're not going to see the revival then either, but if Int Metal Cooler gets super attacked in the end, we will die. Oh, here we go. So, slot 1 Final Flash, 55% with some support. Does this kill us? Ooh, not quite, but... In fact, after we Dokkan attack, because he lowers defense, is he going to kill us with his follow-up normals? Because I guess that's the only downside to this unit, right? Is we took all that damage and he didn't die. But we actually probably die this turn just because of how low our HP is now. Int Metal Cooler is not going to survive the attack from Blue Evolution Vegeta. So we are actually going to die at the end of this turn, even though it was no fault of Metal Cooler. Unless he dies? Yeah, there we go. That's what I was hoping to see. So he lowered our defense, which enabled him to then beat down Metal Cooler. But as we are about to see, good timing with the fact that it's kind of playing out on the animated overlay as well. But yeah, there you go. Beating me will take all you can muster. The Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta Final Flash. He thought that would be enough, but unfortunately, he's back again with the Metal Cooler army. And it brings us back onto this rotation, where we can now activate Active Skill City. So that is actually the perfect way for that turn to play out. Because as I was saying, we almost experienced the worst way that turn could have played out, which is that he took ridiculous damage from the super, but didn't die. And so then one of the other weaker units on the rotation would have been killed. And then an STR Cooler just comes in with the Supernova for 14 million crit. So yeah, there you go. That is the 55% LR Metal Cooler. I'm definitely very impressed with him. Defensively, obviously, like you can see there, against very difficult bosses, slot 1, he is going to get totaled by their super attack. But you kind of want to get the revive at some point, and he revives with full health. But the fact that on the turns where he had that support, we saw him get up to like 8 million attack without big bad bosses. That's the thing you have to stress as well. Like if we had big bad bosses, then obviously he wouldn't have taken quite as much from the super. Although that could have then meant the turn played out where he then didn't die. So who knows? But I think that's a very good performance there from our boy at 55%. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. Hopefully you did get lucky for him if you managed to pull him. I'm going to be doing some more summons at some point as a collab. So I think I probably will focus on the Carnival banner, because I am absolutely loving this Wicked Bloodline new setup. So getting dupes for him would obviously be very cool. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.